Hello everyone, welcome back to another multiplayer battle for Total War Warhammer 2. We have the Skaven versus the High Elves. For my army here, it's going to be a very wide army because I like to go wide against the High Elves because they have a lot of elite units, and I like to just get a couple strong units to try and deal with them, such as our artillery. I'll start here. We have a Warp Lightning Cannon, we have one play call Catapult. The Warp Lightning Cannon's duty is to try and destroy any of their big targets, like Dragon Princes, of which there are some Dragon Princes. And then I got one play call to try and lower the effectiveness of any Sword Masters, or Phoenix Guard, or any elite infantry that the High Elves may bring, so that's why I brought those two. And then for the third artillery piece, we have, tucked in the woods, we have a Doom Wheel, which is just good at killing a lot of things. It can help kill Lords, it can help kill basically anything in the game, I think. It does a pretty good job. It's a really... Listen, Skaven artillery is some of the best artillery in the game. They are fantastic. So those are my big damage dealing pieces. So then for the actual infantry here, we have a front line of basic clan rats with shields. We have a total of 4 Skaven slave spears mixed in the back here to try and help protect our artillery. Now, obviously, they're not going to kill anything, but they will keep things pinned down long enough, hopefully, for either the artillery or these 2 rat ogres to kind of respond to the threats and try and deal some damage, because the rat ogres are very high damage dealers, and with a bunch of chaff like the Skaven slave spears to take a lot of hits for them, they can kind of work pretty well together. And then we have one other elite unit back here, a Plague Monk Censer Bearer, which is currently hidden in the forest because I want to try and keep them hidden so that the enemy doesn't know to account for them in their battle strategy. So they're just kind of hanging out back here, and I don't bring them often because they're just one of those units, man. Only 10 armor on these guys. Now they do have a physical resistance of 20%, 15%, something like that. 15%. Not super high. So they are really going to get killed by a bunch of even the cheapest of archers for the High Elves, which is another reason why I'm keeping them protecting the forest, because I need them to spring out as a trap. But if they actually get into melee against their ideal targets, which would be like heavily armored infantry, they can do a lot of damage. But they do have magical and discourage on their attacks, and just like I said, high armor piercing damage in general. But I don't bring them that often because God, they could be so squishy. And losing these guys because they're so expensive would be a really bad. Anyway, for the leadership, I also brought Lord Skralk and a Plague Priest, which both have the Summon Rat ability. This guy also has Blessed with Filth, which imbues your army with the Poison attribute, as well as, I think one of the breath spells is in here. Let's see. Pestilent Breath, yeah, I took the Breath spell, and then we also have the Liber Bionicus, which does damage to a single target, and then the Rod of Corruption, which does damage to multiple targets. And then for the other range, we have 2 Gutter Runner Slingers with Poison. I meant to get the normal Gutter Runners that can move and attack at the same time. I did not mean to get the Slinger variant, and I remember being very upset when I discovered that I had misclicked and got the wrong one. But hey, they can still deal some damage with their slings. It's just that they can't really move around and be like throwing ninja stars and stuff, so they're not as good, but you know, they're still a threat to be kind of concerned about. Anyway, for the High Elf army, they have a front line of the basic spearmen. They have 2 groups of the very cheap archers, the non-armored variant, and they also have 2 groups of Sisters of Avalorn, which are the armor piercers, and these are the true threat of the infantry for the High Elves, which are being led by the Lord Teclis himself, which has a net spell, a debuff spell, the heal spell. He has his self-heal ability with that little potion bottle, has the Fiery Phoenix ability. What else does he have down there? Arcane Conduit and all that good stuff. You don't really see Teclis that often, but he's deceptively tough because of his potion of Kairoy, I think is what it's called. It just gives him so much regeneration and I believe some defensive buffs as well. So he's not as squishy as you think he is. He's a pretty cool caster. You don't really see him too often, but I do like him. And there's also 2 additional leadership. We have 2 nobles, 1 noble over here and 1 noble over here. Now the thing is, though, I believe one of these are not, yeah. So this noble was not put on a horse. The other one is. You can see that they were stationed here to be teamed up with the Dragon Princes, one which is going to be going this way, the other one is going to be trying to go around our other flank. But unfortunately, this noble is not going to be able to keep up with the Dragon Princes because they are not on a horse, and that is going to be their army. So already you can see I am trying to send our artillery to where they need to be. So with 1 good salvo, we already did a lot of damage to the Dragon Princes with our Warp Lightning Cannon, which is great. And then the play call catapults right now, I think we're firing at a spearman because I can't really see the Sisters of Avalon right now. But when the Sisters do eventually come out of the forest because they're trying to hide right now, I will be switching our play call catapult to fire at them because they are the elite infantry that the High Elves have brung. And over here, I'm going to be getting... It's kind of hard to see because of the forest, but I am moving our Plague Monk Citrus Bearers in a position to try and ambush these Dragon Princes, which are clearly going to try and get behind our line. So we have the Plague Monk Citrus Bearers. I'm going to be sending, I think, at least one Skaven Slave, and I'm going to be sending our Hero and Lord over here to summon some additional clan rats to try and just bog down the Dragon Princes, and that's going to be the plan there. Over here, I'm withdrawing the Doom Wheel to try and also assist in these Dragon Princes because they are really separated from the main part of their army, so I believe that I am going to have some time to deal with them and their noble. That's why I'm withdrawing the Doom Prince, or sorry, the Doom Wheel. And these two poor slingers, they should be firing as they're running, but again, they're just slingers, so they can't really do that, so I'm just going to try and get them into a position where they can rain death on any unit. Here come the other group of Dragon Princes, so I'm switching our targets for the Warp Lightning Cannon because the other Dragon Princes are hiding in the forest, and so we're going to do some damage to these guys. These guys are going to just charge right in. I'm going to swarm them with all of our Skaven Spears, and I'm going to reinforce with this Rat Ogre as well. So they're going to be hurting for a little bit. Meanwhile, over here, the Dragon Princes and the Noble ended up charging the Doom Wheel, which is perfect because it took the charge. I withdrew it. We're summoning some clan rats. I am ambushing them with the Plague Monk Citrus Bearers, hitting them with the slingers, and throwing our Rat Ogres in there as well. So you can see the Dragon Princes are already almost dead. The Noble is going to be dealing a lot of damage over here as well, and the Dragon Princes are going to get, I think, Regrowth cast on them here soon from Teclis, I believe. Or Rebirth, one of those two spells, can't remember the name of it. Then over here you can see that these guys are going to get shot at by the Warp Lightning Cannon, and they're just going to be tracked down by these Rat Ogres and both of these Skaven Slaves with spears. So these guys are just going to keep getting dragged down, and we're going to eventually be able to overwhelm them here pretty soon with the Rat Ogres. And then again, the same thing over here, these Dragon Ogres, or these Dragon Princes are already taken out because they were separated from the main army, and they were kind of a little hasty in their attacks, so we were able to isolate them and focus them down with the Plague Monk Citrus Bearers, which are now going to be marching out of the forest and helping against this flank. My Lord and Hero are going to be going up the middle to try and help combat against Teclis and the Spearmen. We're going to be summoning some more clan rats soon-ish. This is the first wave of clan rats. Second wave of clan rats, I believe, is going to be summoned in the middle to try and help reinforce our well, clan rat line. Meanwhile, back here, now that the Dragon Princes are mostly dealt with, I'm going to have the Doom Wheel just bouncing back and forth between these sisters. You can see the Playful Catapult is trying to destroy them as well, because these are a huge threat. So the Doom Wheel is just going to be back here for a long time, bouncing back and forth, trying to keep them in melee. A good Phoenix spell cast down here, which is going to make one of our clan rats rout. So we're going to summon some more reinforcements for clan rats to try and plug up that hole here and there. And again, over here, you can see that these Dragon Princes are now broken. And what I should be doing, because they're still getting hit, is I should be withdrawing these, but I'm too focused on trying to micro the Doom Wheel back and forth, trying to keep these two units tied in melee. I was too focused on everything else over here. So these guys are going to be chasing the Dragon Princes for a little while. I will eventually pull this force back, but they are now way out of position and should not be forcing that much. Meanwhile, these Rat Ogres, I believe I'm going to be whipping around the lines over here and help trying to clean up these Spearmen, and then I think maybe Teclis as well. But right now, this Doom Wheel, even attacking both of these units at the same time, it's still taking a lot of damage from what arrows they're able to fire, and this is not going to help it at all. It's getting netted down by Teclis, which is a very good move there. So now it's just getting shot at by the Sisters of Avalon, but we have done a lot of damage with the Doom Wheel. You can see that we actually terror out one of the sisters, and again, the Playful Catapult just back here doing a lot of damage. You can see that they stuck both Nobles into our artillery line here. They're trying to rout our artillery. Now, Nobles are pretty good, but they're going to take a long time to kill artillery crews by themselves. So this is actually a pretty good trade for us. We're throwing in the Skaven Slave Spears there, just to try and take some additional hits for our artillery, and I don't remember if I bring back anybody else. But right now, the Nobles are tied up on our artillery pieces. We are wrapping up with some of the Spearmen over here. They do have some more units, but we do have the two Skaven Slave Slingers, or not, I'm sorry, not Skaven Slave Slingers, but the Gutter Runner Slingers. They're just basically free to do whatever they want. They have a ton of hit points as the Slinger variant, and they're just going to fire into the Nobles. I think I had them firing in the Spearmen earlier before this. The Doom Wheel almost dead, but still kicking a little bit here. Just bouncing back and forth, trying to keep these units tied up and just doing as much damage as possible. These are the other two archers that we have now chased down with the Skaven Slave with Spears. What remained of the Dragon Princes have come back online and helped to rout these Skaven Slave with Spears. And in the middle, we have some Rat Ogres on Teclis now, finally. I should have stuck them on Teclis a long time ago, but at least we're now here. We have some more Summoned Clan Rats holding up and trying to destroy the rest of the Spearmen with Lord Skrulk and our Plague Priest over there. Bringing back, finally, our second group of Rat Ogres, and the two Skaven Slaves with Spears are going to be a little bit behind. Throwing some clan rats into the nobility here, or the nobles. You can see they have dealt a lot of damage, but again, it takes a long time when the Playful Catapults, actually they're destroyed. Never mind. Good move there, Noble. You destroyed my Playful Catapults. I was going to say that they should be operational, but they were actually destroyed. And I did not notice that in the fight. Wow, you really just killed them all with just your halberd. That's pretty impressive. But anyway, that is going to end up being a GG for the Skaven on this day. Teclis and his nobles were not enough to overwhelm the hordes and hordes of clan rats and artillery of the Skaven. The Doom Wheel, man, it was such an MVP. It absorbed the charge of the Dragon Princes, which was in the forest, so it wasn't going to be as powerful anyway because they're a large creature in the forest. But still, it absorbed the charge, allowed them to get pinned down by the Plague Monk Censer Bearers, which honestly they didn't do too much after that. They helped kill some Spearmen, but their main thing that they did this round was help destroy a Dragon Prince, which is a huge thing. It's a huge thing. Along with the assistance of the Warp Lightning Cannon, it did a ton of damage, and then the second Dragon Princess ran into 3 different Skaven Slave Spear units, which would eventually probably die to the Dragon Princes, honestly, because the Skaven Slaves of Spears are not good at all. They're just sitting there to die, basically. But I threw in some Rat Ogres to actually deal some damage to the Dragon Princes, and again, the Warp Lightning Cannon, which its whole purpose was to destroy any high elf mobility, and it did that perfectly. Play called Catapult, again, was there to kill any elite units, and it did that perfectly against the Sisters of Avalorn, who were too busy focusing on the Doom Wheel to actually focus down anything else, which is great. The artillery of the Skaven is just so good. I can't stress that enough. It is amazing. And like the Rat Ogres are also, I think, needed as an additional oomph in most Skaven armies for the most part. They are so good too. These you could do without. The actual gutter runners without slingers, those are pretty good. The ones with slingers, though, you should probably just get the non-slinger variant. But anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Let's go watch a cinematic view of the battle. And good game to Slarty Bartfast. It's a very scary group here with the Noble and Dragon Princes. But man, they went to the wrong forest. It looks so cool. Ooh. Oh, God. Those flanking shots on knights are just brutal. And then they're like, okay, we're safe. We're in the forest. It's fine. Nothing can hurt us here. We're just going to get behind the enemy lines. What could possibly go wrong? We don't have to worry about their artillery anymore. The Doom Wheel is going off to deal with the front line. We are the elite of the elites. I'm waiting for them to charge because I want to see the Plague Monk Censer Bearers. There we go. What could possibly be hiding in a forest? Just a nasty group of some elite Skaven infantry. The giant sensors. God. Don't get the slinger variants in most cases. That was such a mistake. It's fine though, whatever. A little too far. A little too far. There we go. Doom Wheel. Bowling for elves. And then the pain starts. Doom Wheel does the best. What up, rat ogres? Sure, fight some spearmen, why not? That's what you're made for. Where do the sensor bearers go? Oh, there they are. They're over here. You see their sensors going crazy? Kind of wasted on these spearmen, to be honest. I should have pulled them towards the center of the line. They'll win, definitely, for this fight. Also, what happened here is that I had the Plague Priest and Lord Skrawk on the same unit shortcut. And so I summoned one spell. I meant to summon just one rat, and instead I summoned both because they both had the spell. So it just summons both. Didn't mean to actually summon two in the same spot like that. But it's fine. Hello, Teclis. And there we go. Oh, that rat almost lived. Actually, it may still be alive. It's probably still alive. Just going for a little ride there. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Take care.